Hello everyone, Semi-Retired Bob here. I talk about the carnivore diet, all things related to the carnivore diet, and miscellaneous odds and ends. Today we're going to talk about getting started. But first let me say welcome to all the new people. If this is your first time here, I'm glad you're here. You may be asking yourself, Bob, what in the world are we watching here? Well, basically you're watching me walk. I know this doesn't seem super exciting, but if you consider a little over a year ago, I couldn't do this. I could barely walk, or I could barely stand for 2 to 2.5 minutes without severe pain. And now I'm out here doing all sorts of stuff. I cut my own grass, do all my own yard work, walk every day. I'm not doing something else. I go to the pool and work out. I work out with a cable machine. I do push-ups and squats and wall pull-ups. I do all sorts of stuff. But the main point of this channel is to show you that it's never too late to change your life. Those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I can't ever say thank you enough. And if you haven't clicked off by now, why don't you go ahead and help me out and hit the thumbs up button. Go down in the comments down below and say hi, Bob. Or you're ugly today, Bob. Any old comment will help the channel out. And if you can, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Every little bit helps the channel out. I would really appreciate it. But let's get on into today's topics, because I'm out here walking. It is 91 degrees in Omaha, Nebraska, and it feels really nice because the humidity is only about 30%, which is really unusual for here. Usually 65 to 70% humidity is the norm. And I expect it'll steam up later in the week. But right now it's 91 but low humidity, so it's not too bad. Not desert low humidity like you get in Arizona or out in West Texas where I'm going to be, but still fairly good. But getting started. This is not a how-to guide on how to get started. I'm talking to you. That person out there that's watching videos and thinking, man, this all sounds really good, but I need to learn some more before I get started on this. I was rewatching the Proper Human Diet Summit that Dr. Barry and Nisha put on last year. And Nurse Cindy said something along these same lines. I don't remember exactly what her quote was, but I wanted to make sure I gave credit to Nurse Cindy for this. She was the one that I first heard this from. Quite simply, don't let perfection get in the way of progress. We can get so wrapped up in trying to figure out everything that we think we ought to do, and we keep watching videos to learn more and watching videos to learn more, and then we read a book and we talk to some people. Turn around and go back the other way so the sun's not blinding you guys. I'll let it blind me for a little bit. That we never get started. Just go ahead and start. Or as she said in her talk, right now you're standing on the edge of the cliff. Just go ahead and jump. Learn and grow your wings on the way down. There's no reason to wait. Just jump right in. If you're not perfect today, no big deal. I've told the story many times. I don't think she's still doing it, but once upon a time I had a person that, to keep herself on track for the rest of the day, she had a piece of chocolate for dessert after dinner every night. It wasn't a big piece of chocolate, but looking forward to that piece of chocolate kept her on track for the rest of the day, because she knew she was going to get to have that little piece of chocolate. So if that little bit of something, you feel like you can't give it up right away, don't. Just get started. And over the course of time, as you add more and more carnivore foods, and you learn what true hunger feels like, and you learn what satiety feels like, you will gradually get to where you're eating enough at every meal to where you're not going to get hungry. You're not going to need that little snack. You're not going to need that little whatever it is. One of the reasons I decided to come out and do this quick little walk was I was having a discussion with somebody. I don't remember who it was somebody online, about whether or not you could actually eat a whole pound of bacon. And they're like, man, bacon's so fatty, it fills me up. And it does. But for today's meal, I did that experiment. I just cooked a whole pound of bacon. Because I can't lay the strips out in my cast iron and get it all cooked together, I did a technique that Hyla over at Crafty and Carnivorish taught me. Just fold the bacon in half and put it on a piece of parchment paper on a sheet pan in the oven and bake it. Now mine was thick, so I had to bake it for about a half hour, but it came out nice and crispy. I could have let it go another 5 minutes or so because it wasn't quite as crispy as I like it, but it came out pretty good. And baking it that way, there was no cast iron skillet residue, and if you fold your parchment paper just right, you can pour all that clean bacon grease right into your bacon grease holder, and you don't even need to strain it, because there weren't any little flaky bits that came off the bottom of the pan or pieces of bacon getting broken off. I have to tell you, I could have stopped with about 2 pieces of bacon left because I was getting full, but I broke my own rule about once you feel full, stop. And I went ahead and ate down those last 2 pieces of bacon because I wanted to prove to myself that I could eat a whole pound of bacon at once. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to go take this little walk, because I needed a little walk to get the digestion started a little better, because even for a big eater like me, because of the high fat content, eating a whole pound of bacon is tough. It is tough. But it was good. But anyway, don't forget, if you're watching this, go ahead and start. Start right now. Don't worry about knowing everything. Don't worry about getting perfect. Just go ahead and jump off the cliff. Just jump. You'll learn and you'll grow wings before you hit bottom. And on the way down, if you need a little help, I have a Facebook group where you can get some help. Ready Set Keto has a Facebook group. Carnivore Quest has a Facebook group. They're all free. Go join a couple of Facebook groups and get some help that way. But don't wait till you think you know what you need to know. Just get started. Start improving your health today. That's what I've got for you today, folks. Don't forget, get out there, be 1% better today, tomorrow, every day. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.